The first thing I want you to do, activity 1. I want you to start thinking about who you consider important in the world today. In fact, it might not be the world, it might be in our school, or it might be in Korea or Vietnam. Pick 5 people that you think are very important and write them down. You can write them down on paper, on your class notes, or in your book. This week we are going to think about the word hierarchy. Hierarchy. Hierarchies are the way we rank or list things in order of importance. So for example, for me, the top of my hierarchy is going to be Ferrero Rocher. Actually, any chocolate is probably going to be the top of my hierarchy. Next on my hierarchy, a little bit less important, I still like them, but a little bit less, is going to be Haribo. I've already eaten these. Next on my hierarchy, snacks. Okay, so I like chocolate the most, then I like Haribo, then I like snack. The least important, at the bottom of my hierarchy, vegetables. So, we can use hierarchies in many different ways to talk about many different things. Some of the ways we use them are when we think about society. All of us people, the way we live. Because some people are often thought of as more important than others. So they would be at the top of the hierarchy. And people who, lots of people I think aren't important at all, they're not important, they might be considered to be at the bottom of the hierarchy. In Roman times, the top of the hierarchy were the patricians. These were people who were very rich. They made up the Senate. Lower down at the bottom of the hierarchy, the people were called plebeians. Plebs for short. Even lower on the hierarchy, right at the very, very bottom, were the slaves. Now, at least if you were a pleb, or if you were a patrician, you could vote. You had some kind of rights and you had some kind of power, even though the patricians had more. If you were a slave, you had nothing. You had no rights. You couldn't do anything. So you were right at the bottom of the hierarchy. Okay, so activity 2. Let's stop here and start to look at activity 2. What I would like you to do is to create or to draw a hierarchy. This hierarchy already exists. It might be a hierarchy in Vietnam. You might think, who are the most important people in Vietnam and who are the least? Or it might be a hierarchy about Korea. Who are the most important people in Korea, in your opinion, and who are the least? It could be a hierarchy of our school. Who is going to be at the top of the hierarchy in our school? Who is going to be at the bottom? I want you to pick one place, one organisation, one country, and I want you to draw me the hierarchy. And you need to include on that hierarchy as much information as possible. You can draw your hierarchy onto a piece of paper. You can take a photograph and you can upload it into our assignment folder on Teams.